Fire hook in English. Have you ever wondered that the path of life might lead us to a truth we never expected? One night, just a single word changed an entire destiny. If you want to know what happened next, don't skip even a second. Story. Akri Kiran. The last light of the day touched the horizon. The sky shifted from golden to deep red. Shadows began to swallow everything around. The wind blew harder than usual. Leaves scraped against each other like mysterious whispers. The atmosphere was heavy with an unexplainable tension. A young boy stood in the deserted field. His eyes locked onto the silent old house. The wooden door trembled as if someone gently pushed it. His heart pounded so loudly it echoed in the silence. The damp smell drifted with the wind, as if the house itself was breathing. The final ray passing through the cracked window revealed the shadow of someone standing inside. That shadow did not move at all. His palms turned cold. The hair on his arms stood up. Something inside told him he must not take another step. But his eyes refused to turn away from the mysterious figure. The longer he stared, the closer the shadow seemed to come. The door creaked. The air around him fell into unnatural silence. Even the wind stopped for a moment. Dash dash dash. High voltage, do you want me to keep building this scene? Dash dash dash. Do you want me to create 2 to 3 more variations in English so you can pick the strongest one for your video intro? Story. Akri Kiran, The Last Ray. The silence pressed on his ears. He could almost hear his own blood rushing. The world around him felt frozen, yet his body burned with unease. He took a step forward. The dry grass crackled beneath his feet. The sound echoed unnaturally loud, like a warning. The shadow inside the house did not vanish. Instead, it stretched, elongated, and seemed to lean toward him. A trick of the fading light, or something alive. He blinked hard. His throat went dry. The wooden door swayed with a moan that pierced the stillness. He thought of running. His legs begged him to turn back. But his curiosity was stronger than his fear. Another step, and another. The air grew colder the closer he came to the house. He reached the front porch. The old wood beneath his shoes creaked as if it remembered footsteps long gone. The smell was stronger now, damp, mold, and something metallic. He raised his hand to the door. His fingertips brushed the rough wood. It was warm, too warm. He pulled his hand back instantly. A shiver shot down his spine. How could dead wood feel alive? The shadow inside shifted. This time, he was certain. It moved with intention. He whispered to himself, "It is not real." But the words gave no comfort. His own voice trembled, foreign to his ears. A sudden thud came from within. Loud, heavy, like something dropping onto the floor. The boy froze. Every muscle locked. His lungs forgot how to breathe. The door creaked wider, inch by inch. No one stood there. Only darkness spilled out, thick and endless. He leaned forward slightly, peering inside. His eyes strained to adjust. Shapes shifted in the gloom, but none made sense. Then, 2 faint glimmers. Eyes. Staring back at him. He staggered backward, heart slamming against his ribs. The eyes did not blink. They glowed faintly, like embers hidden in ash. The boy's knees weakened, but his feet refused to move away. Something stronger than fear held him in place. A whisper slid out of the darkness. Not loud, not soft, but sharp enough to pierce the air. It called his name, not once, twice. His skin crawled. He had never told anyone here his name. How could it know? The glow of the eyes grew brighter. The shadow inside the house leaned forward. It did not step into the light, but the light bent around it. His chest ached. Each breath felt stolen, borrowed from the night. He wanted to scream, but sound refused to leave his throat. The boy stumbled back into the field. The grass whipped at his legs. The sky above was now almost black. The last ray of light had vanished. But the shadow, it stepped onto the porch. The wood groaned under its weight. The air thickened with every second. It was closer. He turned to run. His legs finally obeyed. But the field stretched on endlessly, longer than before. Every step felt heavier. Every breath cut into his lungs like knives. Behind him, the footsteps followed. Slow, deliberate, not rushing, confident. He dared not look back. But he felt the presence inch closer. As though it walked not behind him, but beside him. The whispers returned, dozens of them now, circling him from all directions. His name, over and over, until it became unbearable. The ground shifted beneath him. The soil felt wet, though no rain had fallen. It clung to his shoes, pulling him down. He stumbled, fell hard against the earth. The cold mud seeped into his clothes. He lifted his head. The old house was gone. In its place, only endless darkness. The eyes appeared again, closer, all around him. He shut his eyes tightly. His lips whispered a prayer he barely remembered. But even his words seemed to vanish into the void. When he opened his eyes, he was no longer in the field. He was inside. The old house surrounded him. Walls cracked, paint peeling. The smell of decay choked the air. The door was gone. There was no way out. Only a long hallway stretching into blackness. At the far end of the hall, the shadow waited, unmoving, patient. His heartbeat thundered in his chest. But his legs carried him forward against his will. Each step echoed like a drum in the hollow silence. The eyes glowed once more. And this time, another voice joined the whispers. It was not calling his name. It was laughing, low, cold, endless. He stopped walking, but his shadow did not. It kept moving toward the figure in the hall. The boy gasped. He looked down. His feet were still planted, frozen in place. Yet his shadow stretched ahead, dragged forward as though torn from him. And the closer it came to the figure, the weaker he felt. His chest tightened, his vision blurred, the world tilted. The last thing he saw, before the darkness swallowed everything, was his shadow shaking hands with the other. Ending episode. Akri Kiran. The boy's body collapsed onto the wooden floor. The cold planks pressed against his cheek. Every breath felt weaker, thinner, as though the house itself was draining the life from him. He tried to move, but his limbs no longer obeyed. His voice was trapped, strangled in his throat. Only his eyes shifted, searching the shadows. The figure at the end of the hallway stepped closer. Its form was clearer now. And what he saw froze his heart. It was himself. The same face. The same body, but darker. Hollow eyes glowing faintly. A smile carved too wide across its lips. His shadow had taken his place. And now it stood above him, looking down with something like triumph. The boy wanted to scream, but no sound came. The figure knelt beside him. It whispered the same words he had prayed under his breath only moments ago. But the voice was not his. It was deeper, colder. The walls of the house shuddered. The hallway stretched further into darkness. And from the black, more shadows began to move. They gathered. They circled. Dozens of eyes gleamed in the void. The boy's vision dimmed. The last thing he saw was his other self rising. Standing tall, walking toward the light outside. The real boy was left behind. His body faded into the floor. His voice swallowed by silence. Outside, the world looked the same. The field, the sky, the night air. But the one who walked out was no longer him. The last ray of light had passed. And with it, so had he. High voltage. This ending gracefully closes the arc. It explains that shadow, as his darker self taking over, keeps the story haunting, and leaves the audience questioning what is real. Do you want me to also prepare a short, punchy closing narration line, like 1 to 2 sentences, that a narrator could deliver at the very end to leave the audience stunned?